Hello and welcome. We are Now Loading Gaming. This is our first ever episode of Lobol. My name is Caleb. I am joined today by Ross and Patrick. And we're
I'm Ross. Patrick hasn't spoken yet.
Okay, that's Ross. Yep, there's Patrick.
Yeah, there he is.
We're gonna be playing some Madden
Just so
NFL.
you guys know who we are.
Madden NFL 18, real quick. We're just going to be talking about the preseason games that are happening for Week 1 and our guesses as to what might happen in them, or what we hope to see, what we can't wait to see. I'm playing as the Giants. You cannot see Ross or Patrick's screen because we're still rookies. This is our rookie season, I guess you could say. And so we only have one game capture. They're playing as the Ravens and Cardinals. Ross being the Cardinals, Patrick being as the Ravens. We'll go into depth as to why we picked those teams. It's not because they're our favorites, but we'll also go into what teams are our favorites.
That's an important point.
Yeah, Ross is going to be trying to preach to you that the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl the whole time, so
and this guy is a Seahawks fan, so take everything he says about the 49ers with a grain of salt.
And I am a Niners fan as well. But you'll also
but
notice
not
the odds are
that
stacked.
I butt heads with Patrick. Caleb just avoids fights.
And you'll notice while watching
It's true.
if you watch how we play, no, we are not professionals at the game of Madden, and also all the players are on the wrong teams because we just did a fantasy draft as well. Alright, so starting off...
I love fantasy drafts.
Oh, and my coach. We all made custom coaches.
Oh, yeah, we all made
sitting over here
custom...
with Coach Suckham the second, Suckham Dry.
Yes, because Suckham Dry the first is... who did he coach?
I think he coached the Jets.
I think probably the Browns. I don't know.
I think it was Jets first.
Okay, well, we
Jets.
started in 2016, so
But
this is going to continue.
2016.
We always like making up random funny coach names, so I am Squilliam Fancy Son from SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's like the least vulgar name he's ever used.
You'll have to take our word for it. That is what he said.
Yeah.
What Ross said.
It's because I don't want to get us a strike on our channel in the first first confounded day. Sorry, I'm just kidding. We'll definitely do some stupid stuff later. But for right now, I'm Philip Williams. Ross, what's your coach name again?
Name here.
Your coach's name is Name Here. And then put your name
and
here.
if you read some of the news stories, it's almost as if they forgot to put the name in and just had it as a placeholder, Coach Name Here did this and this and this. It's pretty funny.
All right, Ross, I'll give you.
That shows you how creative I am.
I don't care what anyone says, Ross. That was a good one. So
appreciate you guys.
Suck on the second.
You're welcome. So let's start off easy.
I can respect the second. Continuity is good.
Continuity is very important, and I'm sure. Like I said, we're playing on Madden NFL 18 right now because 19 isn't out yet, and we wanted to get this video out before preseason Week 1 happened. And the way it's set up, Madden NFL 19 will come out just as the preseason games are coming out. Or preseason games, preseason games started.
I can't wait.
But, so, starting off, though, we're going to talk about why we picked our teams. Ross, you picked the Cardinals, and why is that again?
Because I'm a 49er fan. Okay,
yes,
that's not
you
true.
Are. Good choice.
But I just wanted to make that extra clear because, I'm playing as a division rival right now.
Mm-hmm, so
I got to stick up for my team.
sacrilegious, meanwhile I'm across the country. Basically.
Anyway, it's not like the Seahawks or Rams. All right, it's the Cardinals. They've never even won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Trash
no harsh
talking.
Feelings. All right.
We lost some Cardinal fan viewers with that comment.
No.
But
They didn't.
Anyway,
we didn't lose them. They're writing a comment right now in the description right now, just making fun of you.
I encourage it. Anyway, I picked the Cardinals because Josh Rosen was drafted by the Cardinals, and me being a 49er fan, that broke my heart because I genuinely believe he's hands down the best quarterback in this class.
Okay.
And I've been pounding the table for him for months. You guys know this.
Yeah.
Ross did his
every
research.
time I
he
see
was
you,
looking at all.
it's yada 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 yada. Oh, by the way, Josh Rosen's the best quarterback in this class. So what do you want for lunch today?
Basically, it was that casual.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, and Josh.
So
Rosen's the best
here's
person.
what happened, right? I decided, let me watch a little film on some of the top quarterbacks. Right? I go through several videos of Sam Darnold. It's like, okay, I get an idea of what Sam Darnold looks like. So it's like, all right, let's go to Rosen next. 30 seconds in, I'm like, this guy's better.
All right, fair enough.
No joke. That's not even an exaggeration.
So you're excited most
I don't
about
like to
seeing
exaggerate.
what's going on inside of Arizona with the quarterback battle between him and Sam Bradford. And to be fair, Sam Bradford, he's a good quarterback, but he is often broken. Usually broken.
I'm in a bit of a catch-22 now though, because either I'm right about Rosen, or if I am right about Rosen, then it means a division rival's doing well. And if the Cardinals and Rosen continue to fail, or if the Cardinals continue to fail and Rosen fails, then it means I was wrong.
Okay.
And you guys know I hate being wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Ross does hate being wrong. That's a guarantee.
I mean, don't we all? But
so
yeah, but if
other than that, though,
especially
what
me.
else did the Cardinals do this offseason? I mean, yes, they're going to have a new head coach because Bruce Arians went and retired. But other than that, though, what did they add any major pieces? I forget.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
Josh Rosen.
Okay, other than Josh Rosen, what else did they add?
Do you need anybody else?
It would be preferred. But
I don't know.
If you can't name anything,
let me
then
think.
never mind.
Let me think.
Doesn't matter then.
No,
Sam
it's okay.
Bradford's gonna get.
I guess they did add Sam Bradford.
Well,
Yeah,
David
so-
Johnson
The first
missed a lot of
preseason
last
game,
season.
So he'll be coming
in
back.
soon, no
Yeah,
worries.
yeah. David Johnson's gonna come
Remember-
back.
We'll find
after
out whether
injury.
Ross is wrong, right, fairly quickly, I believe.
Mhm.
No, it takes time to evaluate a draft class,
Fair enough.
to be fair.
But so that's the Cardinals.
Most experts say like 3
Um,
years.
Now, Patrick, you're playing as the Ravens, and it's again for the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with Joe Flacco, and he's basically been a hot mess. It's a
Just-
dumpster
More like a
fire
lukewarm
since-
mess. Lukewarm mess.
A lukewarm
Right,
mess.
not necessarily a dumpster fire, but more like
Okay, but he's getting paid.
what's
the big bucks.
what's like a smaller version of a dumpster fire?
Tire.
Help me
fire?
out here. Tire fire? Sure. Yeah, let's go with tire fire.
Let's go with tire fire.
Not
Yeah,
a dumpster
tire-
fire,
It's been
just
a tire fire.
Okay, so
But
Joe
it
Flacco
is
has
a
been.
dumpster fire if you consider his pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's getting paid a
yeah,
lot.
especially with the pay.
Definitely.
Getting paid like an elite quarterback, which he is not. And I was reading this
There were
thing the other day.
discussions like, is Joe Flacco elite? But that was back like right after he won the Super Bowl.
Right.
So
Yeah.
And
And
since
so,
then, he's done.
I read this thing
Nothing.
recently, and this only supports my point further, that was talking about, Joe Flacco and how he treats the offseason. Apparently, he usually comes into practice, the first training camp, completely out of shape. He doesn't hire
That's
any
interesting.
personal trainers. He doesn't really work out. He doesn't put in the effort. And he just kind of shows up and hopes that he'll be put into shape through, the workout process with the team itself.
that's a
And,
big surprise
I
to
think-
me because I had never heard that before.
I think that shows, honestly.
Interesting.
And I don't know. He's been average at best, right? And
Right.
then you have
Yeah,
the
he's
new
been a
guy,
very average
Lamar
to
Jackson.
mediocre quarterback.
That's right. They
But
did add Lamar Jackson
He's a
and
completely different fit. 'Cause
much more
Yeah.
mobile.
Joe Flacco
Yeah.
is a pocket passer, and then you have Lamar Jackson, who's a mobile quarterback, and I'm interested to see how that all works out for them.
Right.
So anyway, go ahead, take it away, Caleb.
But on top of adding in the mobile quarterback, you also have RG3. So in general, you're changing the culture there inside of Baltimore.
Right. At least
So-
the scheme.
Yeah, definitely the scheme. You have two mobile quarterbacks, and then your quote-unquote franchise
And your
quarterback. So
It's not
what's going to happen
mobile.
there is clearly making room for Lamar Jackson to take over eventually.
Maybe, perhaps.
Maybe. We'll see. And then going over to me and what our viewers can see is I'm playing as the Giants. Why am I playing as the Giants? Because I cannot wait to see what Saquon Barkley does. Just based
Not
off
a
of-
quarterback.
Not a quarterback. I'm going away from the quarterback. I'm going to the running backs. Why? Because he was the most talented prospect coming out of this draft. Everyone was excited to see what
Certainly
he's going
one
to do.
of the 2 or 3 guys in the discussion for the best talent in the
Oh,
class.
absolutely. And I cannot wait to see just what it is he's going to do and how well his skills transfer over to the NFL. Is he going to be as good as he was inside college? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. So, definitely an interesting take on that, and that's why I'm playing against the Giants today. Now, going back...
Dude's a beast.
Oh, absolutely, he's a beast. I cannot wait to see what happens with
Yeah.
that. But, now let's go back to, our favorite division. I know Patrick can't wait for this. Patrick, what's your opinion on the 49ers for this coming season?
You're asking the Seahawks fan?
Yes, I am asking the Seahawks fan.
You want my truthful
I guess we'll
answer,
get
or
a
you want my
fair
biased
shake.
one?
I just want your truthful
The truthful
answer.
one would be good.
All right,
And then
let's
you can
go
give
with
your bias answer, Patrick.
Yes, let's compare them side by side. That should be fun.
Yes, let's put them up on the screen.
That won't
Just
work
kidding,
out.
we're not that
Then
great
I'll
yet.
just be talking opposites. I think that the 49ers are going to do very well. I do not believe, and this is unbiased, this is not my biased side saying this, I do not believe that they are a Super Bowl team, caliber
Okay.
team.
But you do think they're a playoff team,
I-
right?
I do think they're a playoff team. But I'm interested to see, with Jimmy Garoppolo, how he holds up in periods where he needs to be clutch, right?
Okay.
We've seen him come in, we've seen him win games, but those weren't games that they were already out of the picture for the playoffs.
Right.
They weren't.
That's true.
He didn't
That's true.
need
We
to-
haven't really seen
They were
him
just
in
kind of
those
threw him
high
in and
stakes.
said, let's just see how you do. It wasn't. They weren't in a high pressure scenario or situation.
Okay.
for him. So it'd be interesting to see how he holds up during those times.
That is a good point. They didn't
I
really
think
have
that they
those
have-
high stakes situations
I think they have
last
talent,
season.
and I think they're doing a great job of rebuilding. I think they're almost past that point, honestly. They acquired Richard Sherman. I don't think he's going to be as good as they want him to be.
Right.
He's coming off
Well,
ruptured
okay,
Achilles
I don't know
tendon.
that they have those high of an expectation. I don't know if they have that high of an expectation. I think he's going to be about what they expect, right?
Okay.
Maybe
Ro-
he's not quite what he used to be.
Hold on, Ross.
But at the same time-
we'll get to what your opinion of the 49ers are.
Leadership on the defense.
Now, Patrick, what's your biased regard to the 49ers
this
this
one-
season?
I'm not really. I don't think I'm gonna get into that, but I do have to ask.
Oh.
Ross, I have to ask Ross this question.
You gotta ask me what.
How are you feeling about your boy Jimmy G going around dating porn stars on his free time?
For the record,
I
he's
knew
not,
you were gonna ask that.
He's not
I knew
dating.
you wanna know?
He went out with at least once with one, but we don't
That's
know.
a date, though, right?
It was a date, as far as we know. And you know what? I don't really care.
As far as you know,
I don't care if it's
he
a porn
probably got
star.
scared from the media. You don't care?
I don't care if it's a porn star. And
Alright.
now that's
Alright.
kind of like a wake up call for how in the spotlight he is. And it's not like he didn't know that, but now it's like, oh wow, this is real. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And now,
And you want to know how I knew he was gonna bring that up?
How'd you know?
It's
Well,
only
you
my,
guys already know, but the viewers don't.
No, Ross. Don't.
this is
Ross.
the fourth
Ross.
time
Ross.
he-
Ross.
No.
Ross.
Ross.
No, you don't want to
No.
go there.
No. We're not going there. We're
Alright, fine.
We are not going there.
Just
All you need to know is this
look
is
at what week it is.
this. It doesn't matter what week it is, Ross. It doesn't matter what week it is. I will admit, yes, we've had some. Like I said, we're still. This is our official rookie season, so we're still working at some kinks here and there. So yes, we've had
Technical
a
difficulties,
couple of technical
basically.
difficulties leading up to this recording. But anyway, Ross, what is your prediction? Are the 49ers,
It's been a
can they
little different each time,
potentially,
though.
can the 49ers potentially live up to this hype that's come from Jimmy G winning those last 5
No.
games?
No.
Yeah, I think they can.
You think
Patrick
they can?
doesn't, but
I know Patrick doesn't, but
Well,
it's going to
listen.
be a hard first couple of games. I mean, they do not have an easy schedule starting off the season.
What I saw from Jimmy Garoppolo, it looked like he had the makings of a special quarterback, a
Okay.
special player in this league. When you look at some of the plays he made, and in the situation he was in, it wasn't a great situation. The team was 1-9 when he took over the starting job.
Right.
They had some really close games that stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 games where they lost by 2, 2 games where they lost by 2. All 5 of those games were consecutive.
Right.
But the team was 1-9. He took over. They won their last 5 games, and against some good competition. There was some good competition in there.
Fair enough.
So I think, right, and this is with Garoppolo having been with the team for only about a month when he took over the starting job. So, that's a big deal. Switching teams, it's a big deal because different teams use different terminology, stuff like that. A lot of people liken it to learning a new language. So, year 2, he's going to have an even better grasp of the playbook.
All right. So now we've put the 49ers on blast. Hey Ross, what's your biased opinion on the Seahawks coming up?
It's not gonna go well. It's just not gonna go well. And I haven't really.
Okay.
I try not to be biased. I really do, but it happens. It happens with everybody. I gave up a defensive touchdown just a moment ago, so I'm a little frustrated.
Oh yeah, that's right. I should mention that while you're watching me play my game of Madden, Ross and Patrick are also playing their own games in the same franchise.
Did you not mention that? I thought you did.
I don't know. I don't remember if I did.
We'll find out when we go back and watch it.
Yeah,
and
roll it back. Just kidding. We can't do
did,
that. I missed that field goal. You know what? Oh God, I missed that field goal. Well, that is.
You were too busy wondering whether or not you had already mentioned.
Yeah, I was.
Back to the Seahawks, though.
Anyway, back to the Seahawks.
I want to hear this. Let's hear it.
So
listen, I try not to be biased.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it happens. I don't think they're going to be very good. They weren't even a playoff team last year.
Mm-hmm.
And now the talent has evaporated. Even just the past couple years, you look at when one of their key players leaves, who do they replace him with? It started with Marshawn Lynch, and to a lesser extent Bruce Irvin. He was one of the first ones to leave. Who did they replace those guys with?
Right.
Absolutely. And the offensive line, they used to have a good one, right? Guys like Russell Okung, who's decent. Max Unger was there, right? They traded him away for Jimmy Graham,
who's now gone.
Which was a stupid trade.
I was biased when I said I didn't like the trade, but it was also kind of against my principles. Like a pure receiving tight end for one of your best offensive linemen, I don't like that personally. Mm-hmm. And it turns out their offensive line has been a big problem. Jimmy Graham, he was good. He made the Pro Bowl last year, but he didn't make. But the difference was made, and the team has struggled in the run game ever since losing Marshawn Lynch. And, now Jimmy Graham is gone, too, and who have they replaced him with?
Not much. Yeah,
they also lost Luke Wilson, their other tight ends. Pass-blocking tight end, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drafted a run-blocking tight end.
All right, now in this case, Patrick,
I think
how do you feel with the Seahawks right now? They're gonna be interesting right now, or no?
I don't think they're gonna be great this season, but I don't think it's gonna be a complete. I mean, it has the possibility to just turn into an absolute dumpster fire, but I'm not sure whether that'll be the case or not. It's hard to tell this early.
Mm-hmm.
A giant dumpster fire made up of smaller dumpster fires.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, but, it's still an interesting story over there.
Get a word in here.
All right, go on.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a ham.
Where was I? I think that it's going to be an interesting season. I think that they got some new guys that might, show some potential. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
I wasn't very happy though with the draft, to be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Penny.
You
really?
were. You and I were together on day one. That's
Penny. the first.
But
in the first round, what was the guy expected to go? Third round?
Second or third, I think. Yeah, mostly.
Something like that, yeah.
Mostly second or third. Yeah.
Sad.
Mm-hmm. But let's
really disappointing.
It happens.
The only one I was happy with, the only pick was in the 5th round, I believe, is Shaquem Griffin.
Yes, it was the 5th round.
I don't want that to be just a good story that he made it into the NFL.
Yes.
I want him to kick some ass.
All right.
I wanted that
take
too
some
until
names.
the Seahawks drafted him.
All right.
Then I didn't want that anyway.
I mean, he did pick off Russell Wilson in practice.
The other day. Russell Wilson's so bad he's getting intercepted by one-handed defenders.
All right. Let's start.
Heard that one before.
You've heard.
let's start moving away from this now.
Anyway.
Heading down south to the Rams. The Rams are the team to beat in the NFC West right now, and they have
Seems that way.
as Patrick has said in the past, a rental team.
It is an absolute rental team.
And they added in this offseason, they added
like that
what was it again? Brandon
And I
Cooks,
can see why.
Ndamukong Suh,
Marcus Peters and Keith Talib.
Yes, Marcus Peters and Akeem Talib. So overall, they
Those
have
are the additions.
great. Oh, and
After
Brandon-
going 11-5 last
did
year.
we mention Brandon Cooks?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
Okay.
we did now.
Well,
And
Brandon Cooks is
as
another
I've
one.
mentioned before, they have all these pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see whether they could all work together, right?
Yeah,
'Cause you
absolutely.
have some big personalities, some superstars on that team, some big names. I don't know whether they'll all be able to work together.
It's
Whether they'll
definitely an
click.
interesting
And
situation
it'll be something to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think towards the end of the season, regardless, they'll start to get it down at a minimum. But I don't know. We'll see towards the start of the season how that.
Yeah,
works
that's an
out for
interesting
them.
idea you have, and I've considered that myself. Right, you got a lot of big personalities in that locker room now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I'm wondering if things don't get off to the perfect start, does that start to blow up in their faces? Right.
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
basically.
interesting. Oh, there's a commercial for the new Madden on TV right now.
Oh, nice.
I was.
So outside of the Rams, though, how do you guys feel about
that's an
everyone's?
interesting news story.
How do you guys feel
We'll
about
talk about that later.
everyone's team that only certain people love, mainly those who live out in Boston, Massachusetts, etc. The Patriots.
I don't
Patriots.
think they're gonna be the team that they were.
Because I mean, right now they are they're
basically.
I mean, yeah, they have Tom
No,
Brady,
I don't
obviously.
I don't think this changes anything. I don't know that they've. The Patriots
I mean, they
are going to be
faced
fine. They're going to be
they
fine.
faced a lot of uphill battles before,
Yes, absolutely.
and,
They have.
and even last year, or was it the year before, that they went 0 and like 3 or something, and everyone thought that Tom Brady had lost his way and the Patriots had lost their way, and that was it, and they ended up going to the Super Bowl.
As per usual.
People keep trying to bring
I
them
don't
down.
want to say that that's going to happen, because I don't think it's going to happen just like that, but I do think that things aren't going to go as smoothly as they have been.
Right.
I don't know whether they're a Super Bowl caliber team.
Well,
anymore.
with Tom
I don't
Brady,
know.
he'll find
It's
a
hard
way.
to say.
With Tom Brady, he finds
They
a
still
way. That's
are.
the truth.
Tom Brady is playing
It's Bill
behind
Belichick.
the
I think-
worst
I think-
offensive line that he has ever played behind, though. And look at their wide receivers.
Well, they lost Nate Soldier. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
right.
That is
look-
a bigger deal than people are making it out.
name
to be.
name the receivers.
Well, they
Julian
got
Edelman.
Julian Edelman, who's on
Not
probation
Jordan
for
Matthews.
a couple games. They just got added Eric Decker.
They got Gronk.
They got
They got
Gronk.
Gronk.
And then
So.
a bunch of randos. Phil Dorsett, a couple other randos that aren't that great.
That's
But
better than
it's better than
that's
Dorsett
better
nothing.
than most of the
god-awful.
receiving cores that Brady has had in the years that he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, fair enough. But in general, though, I see the Patriots as being the team on top as per usual, because the Dolphins in general,
I mean, the
we
division,
don't
right?
we don't mention the Dolphins at all because, well, yeah, Tannehill's coming back, but other than that, they let Jarvis Landry
You
go.
think they're
They traded
irrelevant?
away Jay
Tannehill is
Ajayi.
average.
So there's no point.
Yeah,
So
Tannehill-
there's no threat coming from the Dolphins. The Bills are a
Tannehill's
question
still
mark.
young enough to establish himself, though.
Somewhat.
I think the Bills are a
He's
question
not a
mark at
franchise
best.
quarterback.
the Bills are just
Probably
a question mark in
not
general.
at this point, but
The
I think
Jets,
they're a question mark at best.
the
I think
Jet-
they took a big step back in trading Tyrod Taylor.
Yes, it was a step back, and I mean the only people they have left right now are Nathan Peterman and who's the other guy?
A.J. McCarron.
A.J. McCarron, who, I mean,
They have McCoy still.
when we had no
LaShawn
McCoy's gone.
McCoy, yeah, they still have him.
Oh, they do. Oh,
LaShawn
old.
oh yeah,
McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy. You're right. But other than that, though, they
getting
don't really
old.
have much. So there's a question mark at best. The Jets added Sam Darnold. They have Teddy Bridgewater and Josh McCown, so they have a decent quarterback room. We'll see how that translates, though. I mean, it's definitely interesting quarterback competition there. Props to Teddy Bridgewater for coming back from that injury.
Yeah, congratulations. to him for
overall-
getting back
Big
on
fan.
the field last year.
Big fan of Teddy Bridgewater.
But overall,
Always have
I
though,
know Patrick's really fond of him.
But overall, though, the question is who can beat the Patriots and take that spot? Not that many people. So
That is true.
It is the Patriots' division to lose, but I don't see them losing
Again.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to get torn up though when they get to the playoffs, which is
I don't
basically
buy that at
inevitable
all.
unless
We'll
Tom
see.
Brady gets
We will
hurt.
see. Outside of the Patriots, I know they lost a major key player, being the defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, who's off at the
That's
Lions
true.
now.
I'm excited to see what Matt Patricia can do with the Lions.
Absolutely. He's always been an interesting person to watch.
Yeah,
And he's
I'm actually
always been
a
good at
big fan
coaching.
of what he did in New England.
Mhm.
He put together some very underrated defense. Think about those Patriots defenses. You know, in 2016 when they won the Super Bowl, they had the #1 scoring defense.
Really?
And you know, they didn't have a whole lot. Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of star power on the defense, right? You got Dante Hightower, Malcolm Butler. Could you even name, you know, the rest of that defense? There aren't.
No, I
There
can't.
are a lot of good players, but not a whole lot of big name stars. You know.
Exactly. So he can make
And
something
that's
out of
what I
nothing.
really appreciate, is that he's able to put together really good, underrated defenses. And now he's got some nice pieces in Detroit with guys like Darius Slay and Ezekiel Ansah. So I'm
We'll see what he
hoping
can
he
do
can
there.
really put something together for him. I got family who live up in the Detroit
Mhm.
area, so you know, a little
So
bit of a reason.
that'll be an interesting thing to watch.
For the Lions.
Another interesting thing to watch are the Vikings and how they handle just being manhandled inside of the divisional game.
The NFC Championship, you
The
mean?
NFC Championship game, where they just got destroyed by the Eagles. It wasn't even really a contest, let's be honest.
I was glad though, because if they had won, they would have hosted their own Super Bowl.
Yeah,
not
which would've-
not a
yeah.
fan of that at all. That's never
Laugh.
happened, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, so we'll see how they can come back from that. And then you have Green Bay, where Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I just threw my third interception, so is that for 6?
Oof.
That's for 6. Great.
Nice.
I know. Just matter of fact. So that'll be fun to see Aaron Rodgers
See, it
coming
looks
back.
better when you say it as opposed to one of us, because it's your footage that's actually
Yeah,
it's your
yeah,
game
it
that's
is.
being shown.
Yeah, it is. I'm just being run
So
over
be
right
like,
now.
so you know, the viewers, instead of be like, shut up and talk about something I can actually see or hear, they'll be like, oh yeah, he's right, it did go for 6.
Yeah, it did. So anyway, Aaron Rodgers coming back, so it'll be fun to see him come back. We have
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins in Minnesota,
That
so
opened my
that'll
eyes.
be an interesting idea. And then
The Aaron Rodgers thing opened my eyes a lot because
Oh, yeah?
I thought the Packers were actually a good team. Then I realized, wow, they're actually a mediocre team with the best quarterback in
Available,
the game
yeah.
today.
well, definitely one of the best, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess that's up for debate, but
I'm
I'm
not saying Brady's the best quarterback. I'm just saying that there's more so these are the best quarterbacks available. Here's 1 through 5, and I'm like, cool. I don't know what order those are in, but I will take it. And then we have the Bears, who are once again another question mark team. We got Mitchell Trubisky coming back off.
Not
the
too
we'll
exciting
see.
there. Nothing too exciting
Yeah.
there for me.
The Bears actually did make a lot of changes. They were a pretty big player in free agency.
Yes.
They got a new head coach. They have a young quarterback who's going into his second year after doing all right his rookie season.
Yeah.
So,
So we'll see what just happens there. I
they're
mean,
an interesting team to
the last team, the other team that did that with a rookie coach coming in and then going to the playoffs were the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are a very interesting story. We
Yes.
talked about them already, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We
the
talked about
rental
Rams.
team.
Yep.
Yep, the rental team. We talked about them real quick.
Yeah, they
rental
just
team.
extended Todd Gurley. They still got Jared Goff on his rookie contract. They also have Marcus Peters, Aaron
Yep,
Donald,
we stated all this.
Ndamukong Suh,
Yep,
and Brandon
yep,
Cooks, all on very short-term contracts, or at least,
Yes,
not
yes.
exactly extended for
Anyway,
a long time.
Anyway, though,
That's why it's a rental team.
Yet they
because
don't
they're-
extend
they don't
the
have the cap
contract of Aaron
space to.
Donald. Strange.
very true.
They're working on it. He's
Anyway,
being difficult. Or
leaving the
they're being
Rams
difficult. Somebody's
alone.
being difficult.
Let's go back to the AFC for a little bit. Let's look at the AFC South. We talked a little bit about the Texans and how they're going to have some interesting players coming back. You know, Deshaun Watson's coming back off of injury, J.J. Watt's coming off of injury. But then also another major key player out of the AFC South that's coming off injury is Andrew Luck.
Oh yeah.
So the Colts are going to be an interesting story to watch. I know they just
I think
added.
finally
that
throwing the
Andrew
ball.
Luck is going to be a little bit rusty coming back, and I think.
Yeah, he'll
But I think he's
probably
going to get in
admit
the
as
swing of
much.
things. I think he's going to return to form again.
Okay.
I do think it was a smart decision on the Colts' part to draft some linemen to
Absolutely.
protect
Definitely.
their number
Quentin
one
Nelson was a
asset,
great
with
pick.
being Andrew Luck. And
Yeah, Quentin Nelson, great
especially
pick.
after the injury.
Hmm.
He's a guy that
Ross.
a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, this guy's the best I've seen in maybe a decade." Like, he was a big time prospect. He right up there with Barkley as far as pure talent goes. I
Yes,
think.
absolutely.
But since he's a guard, his value got kind of knocked down a little bit. People tend not to
Very
be
true.
too high on interior linemen.
he's not as flashy
Offensive
as
lineman,
he's
at
not
least.
score. He's not going to be scoring anytime soon. Is what they're saying.
Interesting thing though, I don't really understand the undervaluing of interior linemen personally,
Hmm.
because
I think my whole theory
More
is
and more.
that you need to protect
look at
the quarterback. I think that the
Yeah, look
quarterback,
at a guy-
and I think most people would agree with me on this, is the most important position.
look at
With
Aaron
a good
Donald,
quarterback,
right?
you could tear up good offense or good defenses rather.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at Aaron Donald, for instance. Or even, DeForest Buckner. Watch out, he's going to have a big year. He was really good last year, but people didn't notice it because he didn't have a whole lot of help around him. Anyway, guys like that, they're these interior pass rushers. We're seeing that more and more as the league switches to more of a pass-heavy game, right? So, where you might have used to have, or you know what I mean, where you used to have more of a run stopper guy on that inside of the D line. Now you're starting to get these pass rusher types emerging in that spot. And those guys are usually schemed to get one-on-one against these offensive guards. So if you don't have good guards, you're going to get eaten alive by these three techniques that the defenses are employing on their line to go get the quarterback.
Hmm.
And I think people are going to start to notice this sooner or later, where the rise of the interior pass rusher should, I think, elevate the value of a good offensive guard.
Okay.
And jumping over to Oakland real quick.
Okay. Go on.
The Raiders.
That's
John Gruden released he was doing an interview or something, and he said,
training
in
camp
regards
thing, yeah.
to the Khalil Mack, extending a contract or giving him a contract, long-term deal, he said our defense sucked with Mack last year, and he's this star edge rusher, He sucked
I think he meant
regardless.
that in, yeah.
I know, I think, but the point I'm getting at is that you could have a few stars on defense,
Right.
but it's not really going to do you too much good if you're facing a top-tier quarterback with a good offense.
I disagree. I mean, you look at
Take a
go
look
back
at
to the
Denver.
Super Bowl.
Take a look at Denver. How did
Yeah,
they
sure,
do this
Von
last
Miller.
season?
Who do
Not
they
great.
have?
Von Miller,
Von
Akil
Miller.
Talib.
Okay, they had two of the best
Jr.?
corners in the league, yeah,
Exactly.
and a great pass rusher.
they
But
got
did Von Miller
Torn a new
have
one.
help? Did Von Miller have help
Not really.
in the pass rush?
And they added some
I don't
decent
really
players in order to help
recall,
them out
but I
too.
don't think
So
it was
that's gonna
that
be
good.
another interesting story to watch. Is out in Denver.
I think
You can
there's
have
value
a
in
few star
having a good
players on
defense.
defense, but it doesn't do as much for you as a few star players on offense.
Mhm.
Well,
That's how I
you're-
feel.
Okay, but I think you're comparing quarterback to pass rusher, and quarterback stands above everything else, obviously,
Yes.
in importance, right? You can't really deny that. But once you get away from that, I think you say like a good wide receiver versus like a good corner or a pass rusher, then, I don't think that the offensive players are necessarily more important than the defensive players.
Right.
In fact, I think a good pass rusher is better for you than a good wide receiver, because you need that pass rush to have any chance in pass defense, because even the best corners can only cover a guy for a few seconds at best. So
Hmm.
I don't think that the offense is necessarily more important than defense, aside from the fact that that's just, the quarterback is an offensive player.
Absolutely.
Okay,
So-
I could agree with that.
Staying inside of the AFC West, though, talk about the Chargers over here. They're a team that's kind of like silently rising, I think.
And Chargers have been pretty quiet.
Yeah,
So has their fan base.
fair enough.
I always felt that the Chargers were the most, and this may not be the case now, but they were the most average, boring team in the sense that they don't have too
They're a
much
little
history
irrelevant.
behind them. They didn't really have any star players that were super exciting. No one was bad. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
No one was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
awful for the most part, but nothing stood out to me too much.
Absolutely.
Just the
The
Chargers. I
Chargers
don't know.
don't have a super rich history. They've got Dan Fouts, and not a whole lot else going for them historically,
Hmm.
in my personal memory. Not that I was alive then, but just from
Fair
what
enough,
I know.
Fair enough.
It just had average
Yeah, we're
players,
young,
average fan base, average stadium, average everything to me. And that may be changing now. I don't know.
We'll definitely
Joey
see.
Bosa is an exciting player.
Joey Bosa is a great player. Absolutely, he is. He's
Yeah.
definitely
I'm
changed
definitely-
out the culture out there. So I'm excited to see what Joey Bosa continues doing and how they build around him too.
Yeah, they also have Melvin Ingram on the other side.
Also true.
And they got a couple of good corners. Casey Hayward did really well last year. They have Jason Brett still, right? Unless he left, I'm not sure. They got some nice pieces on that defense.
Yes.
And then, of
They're
course,
just
you got Rivers.
staying kind of quiet, which is
Melvin
maybe just how they
Gordon
work.
was just coming into his own. There are some good pieces there. I think they could be a playoff team. The AFC West does seem a little bit up for grabs, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the Chiefs. Everybody is not. No one's really doing
I'm having a hard time
marvelous things right
getting
now.
a read. I'm having a hard time getting a read on that division. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
And maybe we'll
the
get some
Raiders did
answers
really well
from,
2 years ago,
preseason.
but fell apart last
I
year.
think
The
it's
Broncos
gonna be a mess.
were bad this year. The Chiefs were good, but they lost their starting quarterback of their own free will, which is, I think, still ridiculously stupid. The Alex Smith trade, just the
Doesn't make sense.
disrespect. They gave up.
Doesn't really make sense.
They
you're
went
right.
from unknown.
He had a career year, leading the league
an
in passer
unknown, yeah.
rating, and they gave him up for some guy with a sexy arm just because Alex Smith had a reputation as a game manager. I think that was a poor decision all the way around.
It's
And
like I said, we'll see if
nothing
it pays
against
off.
Mahomes. Nothing against Mahomes, and I don't want to root for him to be poor, for him to play poorly, and for things to blow up in his face. But I'm a little mad at the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because, as a Niner fan, I suppose I could have mixed feelings about Alex Smith if I felt
Well, the
like it,
Niners
but I really do
completely
like
disrespected Alex Smith.
But I really
Talk
do like
about
the guy, and
disrespect.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
like that
True.
decision.
Yeah.
I didn't like that decision, but at least we had somebody who had played well for more than one game. And in games that mattered too. Right? It's like, okay, I don't like that they traded Alex Smith, but at least, Colin Kaepernick did really well for us, and hopefully will do so in the future. Don't get me started on how that turned out.
Nope, we're gonna leave that alone for at least
It's
this
all
week.
it's all good now.
Yeah.
The Niners were a laughing
He's
stock.
got
They're not
Jimmy G.
anymore, and I am so grateful.
The Lord
for
and
that.
Savior.
Moving
Please.
on though, let's
Please,
talk more
the
about.
Lord and Savior versus Jimmy
Oh
G.
boy.
Like, that's not even a fair. That's okay. I don't want to lose the
Yeah,
the
Ross always
evangelical
sides with
viewers,
Chiefs.
but
don't worry about it.
no,
Ross.
no, you're going the wrong way with that.
You're digging your own grave, Ross,
I know
and I
you're trying.
can't
You're
pull
trying
you
to
out of
help
there.
me.
So
You're
have
trying
fun.
to help me. You're
Have
trying
fun,
to help
Ross.
me save face. I know.
I'll
And I appreciate that, but it's
Oh,
it's
God.
not it's not a big enough hole
Oh,
for me
boy.
to care. Honestly.
Okay. You go down this path, Ross. I can't say
Amen.
Have fun. Bye.
Amen.
Amen. All right. All right. Fair enough for those who consider football to be
That's
close to
enough.
religion. So, I mean, it all happens on Sunday. Anyway, I just the 2-minute warning here, boys. So, with the
I
2-minute
actually
warning,
got out of my game faster than you this time. That's interesting.
with
I
the 2-minute
lost.
warning, what
So
I
I'm
would,
1-3
what
now.
we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to come up with our low ball pitches.
Emphasis on try.
Where we're just gonna say something like what we think might happen this week. It's our random guess. It's not gonna happen. We're just gonna try it out. Ross, you want to try going off first?
Yeah, okay. My prediction is that the 49ers, and maybe I'm a little biased, but I think they're going to show tremendous depth in this preseason and go 4-0. The first
4-0.
4 steps to 23-0. That's not okay. I'm not serious about the 23-0 part, but 4-0, yeah, I can see it happening. Well, one step at a time.
Okay, so Ross, your pitch
Or
is
in this case, 4.
4-0. 4-0 preseason.
4-0.
4-0 preseason.
Yeah, for the Niners.
Patrick, you want to go next, or should I?
I'll go next. I'm thinking that the Raiders over there in Oakland not gonna do so good in their last year in Oakland. I think that last season they had quite a lot of the pieces that needed, and they just weren't clicking. And
That's why they fired their head coach. Which
I don't necessarily agree with. So then they bring in John Gruden, right? Hasn't coached for 10 years.
And then they give him a 10-year, $100 million contract. It's like the most Raider move.
It's the most.
It's the most Raider move. Not exactly overnight. It was kind of a long time coming, actually. At least there was a lot of build up to the.
To me, it seemed like it was overnight. Anyway, I don't. My prediction for the Raiders, for the preseason at least, is that Khalil Mack is gonna hold out and not play.
He's gonna hold out for the entire preseason.
He's butting heads with John Gruden. It's not good.
All right.
I don't see him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a bit of a point of contention, right? People are saying, "Oh, defensive players aren't as important as offensive players," and some of the analytics might suggest that. But I still don't buy into that. I'm big on defense. I'm a big fan of defense.
Defensive.
All you got to do is look at the team my fantasy drafted, and that'll tell you everything you need to know.
How's that treating you, by the way?
Well, my quarterback got hurt.
But
it was Matt Moore.
That you drafted
so
in
it's
the
not a huge
50th
loss.
round.
21st. Okay.
So, going off of that though, I'm gonna say for my lowball pitch, and I'm actually gonna do 2 for you guys. I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna be a little special. I'm gonna do 2.
Okay.
My first applies to
this
only
whole thing
this.
Was your idea anyway.
I know it's my idea. I'm the boss.
Yeah. So you have an unfair advantage.
Goddamn right I do.
He's not even ashamed.
You're of course not ashamed. I'm the boss. I'm happy with this. It's fun.
What's your double pitch?
My double pitch, one applies to just this coming preseason week 1, and that's it. And the other one applies to the preseason as a whole.
Go ahead.
And that is that for my first one, for week 1 only. God damn, I threw another interception. God. Oh, all right, I'm losing this game. So preseason
I love when
week
he
1
loses because it doesn't happen as often as I would like.
Shut up, Ross.
Let him finish though.
Yeah. He was the one who said he
should be the Ross. It should be the Ross show, honestly.
I know.
Well, this show I did tailor around
right?
for Ross.
He's been interrupting.
Anyway, though, preseason week 1,
I'm pumped.
Saquon Barkley runs for 2 touchdowns and plays for more than a half. That's my first one.
More than a half.
More than a half. More than a half.
In week 1.
In week 1.
That is bold.
And my second one
personally.
is Des Bryant will not have a team to start the regular season. He'll still be a free agent.
Nobody wants that boy.
Nobody does.
He thinks he's worth more than he actually is.
So we're closing out right now. Ross, Patrick, do you guys have any last things you want to say?
Okay. One more lowball pitch prediction. I predict that the Ravens will defeat the Bears 17-16 in the Hall of Fame game.
Guess what already happened? Shut up, Ross.
I think they're gonna catch on to that.
Yeah, it already happened. We already mentioned that we were watching at one point
when
today.
they see the release date. Plus
anyway, though, thank you all for tuning in to Lowball Episode 1 for preseason week 1. I had fun. You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll be trying to be back again next week. We're gonna try to get at least one of these out every week in order to match up with the NFL season and everything. Try to have our picks out for the season. And yeah, if you have anything you want to hear from us, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any of your own lowball pitches. If you agree with any of our lowball pitches, please feel free to do that. And,
watch out for Chris Carson also.
Patrick says watch out for Chris Carson.
And the entire Niners roster.
And Ross says watch out for the entire Niners roster.
There's just so much breakout potential. Somebody's going to have a huge year.
All right, fair enough. So you heard it from us. We're now loading. I'm Caleb. I'm joined by Ross and Patrick, as you've listened to us this entire time. We'll be back soon. Please stay tuned and see what we
if you
have to
listen
do.
to us this entire time, get some rest. I know that was a lot. I apologize.
Get some rest. Be ready for more. And
thank you
we'll see you
very
next
much.
week. Bye-bye.